How's it going, everybody? It's Joe here. For about 18 months or so, 2 years, I've been putting out some images, really, just some photographs which I take out and about with a camera, weekends, days off and such. I've been quite privileged in the past to be paid to photograph some weddings as well. I've actually got some more weddings lined up this year. It's going to be quite a hectic year with weddings, which I'm really looking forward to. In the quiet times in between weddings, I actually start in April this year. It's always good to get out with the camera and practice techniques, work with different settings, think about what sort of new gear I'm going to need, and just get to grips really with photography. It's been sort of 18 months now since I finished college. I've been doing my own thing in the last sort of 6 months really, put the studies to one side temporarily because life is so busy, but it's always good to get out and about with the camera when I can do. Today I've got some basic editing to do, I've got some bits and pieces to do around the house as well, but it's dry. I think it's going to stay dry for the majority of today, so I think we're going to go out there today and do some landscape photography. And I think we're going to find some waterfalls. The whole point of today's photographs will be to get some long exposure techniques and work with the edit to those as well. Did a few long exposures at the Elam Valley the other day on Sunday, which worked really well. Unfortunately, I actually forgot to take my ND filters with me, which meant that I was working with slightly slower, shorter shutter speeds than what I probably would have liked. I got quite a nice flow on the water. Some good detail in the sky, but today I'm going to be hopefully working with shutter speeds upwards of 30 seconds to try and get some real nice reflections on the water, completely smooth out all movement, and we'll see how it goes. Do some short videos while I'm there as well, just to let you know what my settings are, what the thought process behind the settings are, and how they're affecting my photos. It's Wednesday, there's just me here. Well, it's strictly not true because I have Roxy, so we're going to be using this as a good excuse to get Roxy out and about as well, and let's see if we can get some nice shots. See you in a bit. Okay, so about 25 minutes ago we left home. We've made some good time, some good progress. As you can see, we're at the waterfall right now. Sorry if I'm moving around quite a bit, I've got quite an excited puppy here. So what we tend to do when we first arrive at a location to shoot, often I will look at other people's photographs before I leave, just to give me an idea. If it's somewhere like today where I've never been before, just give me an idea of what's available, where other people are taking the shot. But ultimately, we want to try and get a different shot if we can, do a different sort of level to view from, try and capture something different in the photograph. So the first thing we're going to do is scout around, find some nice areas where we can set the camera up, the tripod. Also look to see if we can work with some composition as well to make the images look different. So that's what we'll be doing now. When the camera's keyed up, with the tripod set up and we're ready to go, ready to shoot, I'll then come back on and record a short little video, just give you an idea of settings that I've used. And just my thought process around where we're actually trying to shoot from and what we're hoping to achieve. See you shortly. Okay, so for those of you who may already know, my apologies, but just a recap for anybody who's never attempted long exposure technology photography before. The whole point of today is we're going to set the aperture. The aperture of the lens is the hole that the light comes through. The idea is we're going to set the aperture to something like f/29 on today on the lens and the setup I'm using now, so it's letting less light into the lens. And the idea is that we can use a longer exposure. So the camera's set up at the moment. Have a look. Okay, so we're going to be taking a photograph which is going to actually last for about 1/8 of a second. It's the slow shutter. The faster the shutter, would freeze water, to give you an idea of just a snapshot, similar to what your iPhone or your Android camera phone would do. But this technique will look to blur the water, to create like a steam effect, like a water
It looks pretty, looks nice, it looks different, and it also gives us an opportunity to pull out the colours in the landscape as well. So when we drop back into Lightroom Editor Suite later, what we should see is the greens, the greys will look more vibrant, if that makes sense, and you also get this beautiful flow of white water as well. Now the beauty of the camera I'm using, I currently use Sony cameras. I've got the A7 with me today. It's got a screen that flips out at the bottom. So basically I'm not having to use the viewfinder because I'm trying to hold onto a dog lead as well, which means that I should be able to get a nice image framed in the back of the camera. We're going to then set the camera, 2 seconds delay, so I don't have to keep the thing on the camera. That'll cause shake on the camera, which then means you get a bit of a blurred image in the foreground and the background as well. So I'm going to try this now. So my settings are f29, 8 per second, ISO I've set to 50, which is quite bright today, and if everything works well with the settings, we should get a lovely streamy water effect, which I'll include for you in the comments below.
Okay, so we've been back about 40 minutes to an hour now. Just uploaded the images onto Lightroom. So my camera shoots in RAW, I shoot in RAW. The reason why I do that is because you capture all the data in your photos. It's a bigger file than JPEG. There's a lot more to work with when you get back into Lightroom on the Mac. So I've taken about 50 to 60 shots today, and I've culled it down to about 12, the best shots which I consider from today's shoot. Brings me on to a couple of tips really, a couple of obvious things, but things that it's taken me a while to shake the habit. And the first one is don't delete anything when you're out and about. I used to have a habit of taking a few photographs, look at them on the back of the viewfinder or the back of the camera, and then delete them. I would look at it, think that's not what I wanted, delete it, it'd be gone forever. Often that photograph may have been good enough, or certainly something you could work with. So I don't delete anything now. I try to bring them all back. I look at them on a large screen so I can see all the detail. I wear glasses myself now when I'm using my camera, so I try not to use the back of the camera as true. I only use it as a guide. Is it in focus? Is it cropped correctly? Have I framed it correctly? Is my composition correct? All those things can be done in the back of the camera or an electronic viewfinder, but I do not delete a thing until I get home. Hopefully then I've got plenty of photographs to work with. The second thing is take plenty of shots. Now that might sound really obvious, but when I first started photography I used to have this strange little habit where I'd go out on an afternoon or a morning like today, I'd come back with 5 or 6 photographs. I'd think at the time, right, okay, I've got exactly everything I want, I'm happy with everything I've done. And then I come home and feel disappointed because I'd realised I'd missed something. Maybe because I just hadn't spent enough time at the location, or I just looked at what I had and thought that's good enough. What I do now is take plenty of photographs, multiple images, the same shot, the same frame, or change things around, different heights of a tripod, different composition, move out of the shot a bit, look at it, stand back from the camera, just try to be a little bit more thorough really with the amount of shots I'm taking, because today I've come home with a good selection to choose from. There may have been something in that pile that may have got deleted or may have not even been taken in the first place, but as it happens that could be the photograph which is the best shot of the shoot. So 2 things, as I said, as tips: don't delete anything when you're out and about, and secondly, take plenty of shots. Sounds obvious, but it's surprising how difficult the habit is to kick. So I've got these images now in Lightroom. I'll do some slight enhancements to them, nothing too over the top really, just a little bit of touching up and so on. And I look forward to producing these images later on and sharing them on my Facebook and my Instagram page. In terms of the purpose of these videos, I thought about this a lot at lunchtime actually, because I've seen lots of videos in the past and I've been helped by lots of people in the past, YouTube videos to give you ideas, or you may be struggling with something like maybe a lighting setup or how you're going to edit that photograph, and you refer back to YouTube often or to someone else and they give you the advice you need. The point of these videos for me really is not to give you advice, because I don't really feel qualified to anyway. The point is maybe I could just show you what I'm doing now with my photography, how I've taken it from something which a couple of years ago was just a small hobby and is now something I fortunate enough I've been paid to do, and this year I have quite a few paid events as well. So it's just giving you an idea of what goes on really. It'd be interesting to sort of show you behind the scenes at a few of the weddings, how I edit them, what sort of venue I'll be working at, how will I set the shots up and so on. Talking to the camera, just sort of going through my thought process. It's something which I've sort of never really thought about doing, but I must admit today's been quite good. I've enjoyed speaking to the camera, sort of giving you an idea of what goes on, maybe a bit of a background story to my day, to my shoot, rather than just sort of putting some photographs out there and hoping people like them. So I will add the edited shots to a link on this video, and look forward to making some more videos in the future. And thank you for your time.